What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cass here, and we are here to go over why the New Orleans Saints will win the Super Bowl in 2022. So, starting off, we're going to go first and look at the offense. They run a 3-receiver, 1 tight end set. Starting quarterback is going to be Jameis Winston. Now, Jameis, coming off of his eye surgery, will hopefully be able to post a more impressive season than he did last time he started for a team, that of course being when he started for Tampa and did a 30 for 30 season. So let's hope that doesn't happen here in New Orleans. But it's weird between these two because I think Taysom and Jameis are going to share snaps because of how high Sean is on Taysom Hill. I don't think that that's the right thing to do, but I think that's what he will do. So. But a good person to look at for the future of this team is Ian Book. And people need to pay attention. They wouldn't have took him that high if they didn't like what they see. Alvin Kamara is the starting running back for this team and maybe one of the best pass-catching backs in the NFL up to this date. Latavius Murray, of course, their power guy. Ty Montgomery brings something very similar to Alvin Kamara. Can catch well out of the backfield. Very diverse, very similar to Demetric Felton out of UCLA is Ty Montgomery. The big boy himself, Michael Thomas. Last year dealt with some struggles, so don't know how they're gonna have him this coming up year, but let's hope that he performs up to the list that everybody knows he can. Traquan Smith and Marquez Callaway, 2 younger guys, hopefully can develop. Same with Lil John Humphreys and maybe Deontay Harris as a receiver, hoping that he can develop as well. Same with Adam Troutman to that extent yet as well. With the offensive line, I think they have one of the best offensive line rooms in the NFL. Armstead and Ramczyk are the best tackle combo in the NFL up to this date. And maybe their big weakness is Andrus Peat and Cesar Ruiz. Not saying that Cesar Ruiz is bad, or not saying that Andrus Peat is bad. I'm just saying compared to everybody else on that O-line, I feel like those two are the... And not even Caesar, because Caesar was a first-round draft pick last year. It's just he hasn't had the time to develop, and Andrus Peat was never what they thought he was going to be. Cameron Jordan, leader of this defense, David Onyemata, has had some struggles developing to what they think they want him to be. Marcus Davenport's kind of the same deal. Kind of involved with why they drafted Peyton Turner. Hopefully that he could play kind of similar to the role that Trey Hendrickson did last year, coming in to be a sort of relieving guy. But I think their biggest pick on defense was Pete Werner. Pete Werner is going to be an incredible run stuffer in the middle of that defense, especially being paired with Demario Davis and Zach Bond. That's going to be an interesting defense linebacker front to watch. It's going to be a very fun linebacking core to watch. And same with the defensive back class as well. Marcus Williams and Malcolm Jenkins are going to be a very, very reliable safety combination. And I think it's smart splitting out Chancey to play corner, because Chancey is all up in your face and everything, but I think he'd do very well as a corner. And as much as the Saints need that position right now, maybe pulling back to safety after Malcolm Jenkins leaves, because I think he only has this year left. Maybe after Malcolm Jenkins leaves, split him back to safety, maybe move PJ to corner or sign a guy. Or if you do sign Richard Sherman, then just move CJ to safety and have Marcus, Malcolm, and Chancey split safety reps. Will Lutt's one of the best kickers in the league. Uh, Blake Gillikin, new punter in the system. Hopefully that doesn't cause them to have too many struggles. Same with either way, whoever their punter ends up being, it's a new guy in the system. Hopefully that doesn't end up costing them too much. As we saw that the punting position can play extremely into how you win or lose a game. That game against Pittsburgh with Tennessee very much showed that. I think it was Pittsburgh. It may have been somebody else. But the game where Tennessee had a blocked kick and a shanked kick very much showed that the kicking position can lose you a football game in the NFL. So, now let's get into New Orleans. Right now, from the previous ones I've done, they're 2-0. They open up against Green Bay. If Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers, they lose that game. It's going to be another one of the games. The Saints opening games are always fun. They kind of have struggled over the past years. They had that really close game with Houston. I think last year they opened up against Tampa, if I'm not wrong, and won that game, completely dominated that game. I think they get 2 dubs against Carolina and New England. So starting off this year, they're 4-1. They go in, they beat New Orleans, then they take an L to Tampa. They beat Atlanta. Depending on how this game is, you have new linebackers up front. It's their rookie year. And even looking to that last Saints-Titans game, the Titans had little. If I can look this up, Titans, Saints, rushing yards, 20. Titans, Saints, rushing yards, 2019. Yeah, here we go. Statistics 2019. Me being at this game, I do believe. Yeah, see, Dion Lewis had 68 yards, and that's against a little shifty guy in Dion. I believe some other guys that came in for yards as well. So it's not like the Saints did too well against the Titans last time playing us against the run, and that was without Derek. So now going into this year, knowing we're going to have Derek in the game, I think I'm going to give this odds to Tennessee. You've got a couple of young guys playing corner, this all depends on how the teams fare. But looking on paper, I think Tennessee and the Saints match up very well against each other. But with having younger linebackers, I think Tennessee edges that one out. Now, New Orleans is going to beat Philadelphia. They're going to beat Dallas. They're going to beat New York. They're going to beat Tampa Bay. They're going to go on a little bit of a streak after this loss to Tennessee. And it may end with a loss to Miami. Because they go on, after losing Tennessee, they go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-game winning streak. They lose to Miami. And we're going to say they're going to be 12-4. The last game of the season. Doesn't really matter towards the division. So we're going to go ahead and say New Orleans sits their starters. They lose that game 12-5. See, because look, even if you win that game, who do you face? You face... Oh, you have a home game if you win that game. But yeah, we'll give New Orleans that one. We'll have New Orleans going 13-4. This is if the Jameis Winston thing works out. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode of why your team will win the Super Bowl in 2022. Bye, guys.